Wrestling is annoying. We hate the burials, we hate the 3 hours of pain, we hate the cringy segments. I mean, WWE can get really painful. Now when I think about it, the Hurt Business might be the name of the show, not the faction. But today I want to talk about the little things Bobby cannot relate. I'm talking about small annoying details about the WWE that might not even be a big deal, but annoy the hell out of you. Or me, in this case. Yeah, it annoys me. So sit down, relax, and enjoy the video. Let's talk about 10 little things about WWE that annoy the hell out of me. Velcro championships. There's nothing less badass, nothing that says I barely have any balls in my pants than doing this with your championship. I'm gonna defend that championship with pride! No, you don't know how to tie your shoes. So this is how the WWE championships used to look like, but I guess it wasn't really comfortable, so WWE decided to tweak these championships a bit and made them do this. But that's kinda like shoes. Grown people don't wear shoes with Velcro, you know? So when it comes to championships, it's not a big deal. I understand that it's a lot more convenient, but it just looks ridiculous, it looks childish. I believe Seth Rollins was the first champion with a Velcro belt, and it's still a thing in the WWE. LED screens. Again, not a big deal, just annoys the hell out of me. Remember when WWE pay-per-views used to have different sets? Well, nowadays WWE just use LED screens and it just looks the same with different videos. That I can live with. It's not that bad in my opinion. What I cannot stand is the amount of LED screens we actually have. All of this, fine. When you start putting these screens on the ring, that I have a problem with. I just don't like the vibe of it. I don't know how to explain this. I guess it's mostly the fact that wrestling is supposed to look ugly. You know, it's supposed to look hardcore. It's supposed to look edgy. And this makes it look like, I don't even know. It looks overproduced, it doesn't look live anymore, it lost that feeling. I know I'm nitpicking, but I just can't stand it. I actually hate it more than the programmed Randy Orton shit. As a matter of fact, I find it pretty hilarious. Stupidity. I don't know how else to call it, so basically, I hate the fact when a wrestler acts like he can't just rewind the show and see it on YouTube, Twitter, Tout, MySpace, anywhere. Basically, you see a wrestler, perhaps a tag team partner, saying some mean shit about his partner, and the other wrestler acts like there's no way to find that out. At all. I'm pretty sure you understand what I'm talking about. Basically, don't act like it's not being filmed, not being televised. Camera cuts or the Kevin Dunn extravaganza. Look people, I understand that camera cuts are important in wrestling. Sometimes a move doesn't land the way it should. It looks fake, so you switch the camera and it looks alright, you can't even notice. I used to believe that. I mean, it makes sense, but then I've realized, do we really need 50 cuts during a suplex? There's not a lot of stuff to hide. Sometimes a wrestler is just talking and we get 10 camera cuts in like, I don't know, 30 seconds. It's so unnecessary. When you don't think about it, it's okay. When you start noticing it, you can't get it out of your head. And you know what? From now on, you're gonna watch my videos like this. Yes, because the more camera cuts, the better production quality. And sometimes it messes things up. For example, AJ's debut or Edge's return when he speared Dolph Ziggler, but they were recording the crowd. And there's actually a different version on YouTube where you can actually see Edge spearing Dolph Ziggler. Kevin, just relax. You're producing a wrestling show, not playing with piano. Ring bumps. I talked about this a lot and I know it sounds so stupid, but the way the wrestlers fall right now, it doesn't have any impact. Again, it's WWE overproducing things. So back in the day, up until like 2015, I'm sure, every time someone takes a bump, it has that impact, that sound. Every shitty move looks so damn good. Nowadays, they try to hide it for some reason. Like, dude, I can still hear the commentary. You don't need to turn the volume off. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, watch an old WWE match and watch a new WWE match. Or find a match from like 2019-20 where we had a crowd and then watch that same match recorded live from a fan. The sound is so different, it has so much more impact.
Choke slam! Choke slam!
Weak, stupid referees. Okay, dude, I know these big, sweaty men are some of the most brutal human beings in history of humanity. They're strong, but the referee is not a snowflake. You shouldn't be able to beat the guy like this, and then he's laying down for 20 minutes. It's a bit exaggerated, but that I can live with. What I hate is the referee acting really stupid. A minor distraction, something that he probably shouldn't even notice, grabs his attention for a very long time to the point that you can hit your opponent with a steel chair and that has a loud noise and the referee is still focusing on Paul Heyman, he doesn't care. I mean, come on. Main event of WrestleMania. And it's happening right now. What I'm talking about is all the main event of WrestleMania talk. So Edge says he's going to main event WrestleMania. Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks said they're gonna main event WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre said he's going to main event WrestleMania. The Miz offered Bobby Lashley to main event WrestleMania. It's almost as if every match is a main event of WrestleMania. Why don't we just get rid of that word? What's even more annoying is that WWE will say the winner of the Royal Rumble is gonna main event WrestleMania, but that not always happens. Like, barely actually. Sheamus won the match during main event WrestleMania. Orton won the match during main event WrestleMania. Shinsuke won the match, did not main event WrestleMania. Also Del Rio, and there's a ton more. If it's not true, just get rid of that whole idea. Stupid babyfaces. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take that championship. This is the most important match of my life, booby. As a matter of fact, WWE's babyfaces are so stupid you kinda wanna cheer for the bad guys because they're so much cooler. Sure, WWE's heels are cowards, that's another problem, but at least they're not that dumb. Almost every week on Raw or SmackDown we get some of the dumbest distractions you could imagine. Loud, fake crowd noise. Believe it or not, I don't necessarily hate the Thunderdome. I think it's pretty good and for the most part during matches, pretty natural. I mean, for what it is. Some CM Punk chants and I won't be able to tell the difference. So during matches, for the most part, it's actually pretty okay, pretty realistic. What I don't like, however, is the crowd noise during promos. It makes no sense whatsoever. Edge is just talking in the ring, but you can barely hear the guy because people are going nuts as if Brock Lesnar just came back with CM Punk on his lap and milking a cow with one hand. Sure, that would get that kind of reaction, not Edge talking. And that's especially a huge problem during a Roman Reigns promo because the guy is already talking very quietly. So when he's talking like this and how he's going to defend the WWE Universal Championship, you can barely hear the guy. Just tone it down a little. Flying nothing. I don't know how else to call it. So that's the last one, a little extra one. It's not a big deal, but I've noticed whenever we have a top rope move and the guy is just landing like this, you know he's just taking a move. Like, what did you try to achieve? Sure, sometimes it looks good for moves like catching or KO, but for the most part it looks really stupid because it's so obvious you're just taking a move and not actually trying to do something to your opponent. Also this Irish whip. Let's see what happens. We're gonna get kicked in the face. Anyway, so these are the little things about the WWE that I cannot stand. It's not a big deal, just nitpicking, but that's the whole point of the video. So let me know more in case I've missed something. Thank you for watching The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.